Hello and welcome to Just For You. And this is your man, Sulu Fella. Maybe a little while, just to let you know that I was ill, very sick, and I had to go to the doctor twice in a short time because the medication that was given to me first seemed to have been active with something else, and my situation became worse. But praise the Lord, I'm doing very well right now, and I'm able to come to you to just, talk to you concerning some issues, all right? Or maybe a particular issue. When I was in Liberia recently, I just want to caution us as Liberians or as Africans. Sometimes we believe when someone is here in America, they are to be trusted. Because we live here and we in the same country, and most time maybe we do the same thing or we enjoy the same kind of habits, and because of the beauty and the way things unfold here in the States, we think that's how everybody should be or are. But if you think that way, you might be getting it wrong. When we traveled to Liberia some time ago, we built a house, all right? We put up a restaurant unit for my wife's dad. And unfortunately, he passed, all right? So we decided to go back to Liberia again and then renovate the house because it was in a very deplorable situation. The ceilings were falling. I think some of you who have been with me for a long time now did see some of those pictures that I did put up. The ceiling was falling. The house was a complete wreck. My father-in-law was spearheading the building of this house, and for whatever reason, it seemed like they never put steel, in the door corners and whatnot. So the house was cracking. It was just a bad situation. But we got some money, went to Liberia and renovated the building. Okay, made it looking much better. Okay, more livable. People could live in it. So we decided to rent it. Okay, our family members were living in it, but it wasn't being cared for the way we expected. So we decided to ask them, to move out. We even helped to build a house for my sister-in-law who lived in this house. We were able to put up a structure with other help for her, even with her own help, which is something that we were very, proud of, that she had her own place, and now we can transform this building to something that is more livable. And we did that. We got the first renter. They did very well. We're not charging a whole lot. We charged $200 a month for a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, kitchen, dining room, living room, back porch, front porch. That's what we did. Each room had its own bathroom, and then we have a powder room, as they call it, like a guest bathroom. The second group came, and we decided to increase the rent by $50 each month. So it was $250. They did what they could, and they left. The third group came in after the second group left, and we told them $250 a month. They were okay with it. They paid the first month, the first year actually, even though they split it into two, so that was okay. They decided to stay in the house and not leave after the 1 year. So we told them, okay, the next time when it was time to pay, it took some time, but they paid by full installment. And mind you now, in Liberia or most African countries nowadays, you have to pay, the 1 year or 2 years you want to do, you have to pay upfront, right? I know that's what people do. So we decided to adapt that same system because sometimes it's so difficult for you to get your rent from people because job situation is difficult. Sometimes work situation is difficult. So we decided that just like everyone else, to let them pay, on the 16th of every January. So that was the agreement, that was the contract we wrote. And then, this year, we told them the 16th came of January, nobody called. We didn't get anything from anyone. Up to the end of January, to March, there was nothing. And why am I saying this? Because I want your advice. I want you to tell me, if you are out there and you are watching this video, to give me some advice on how to go about this situation. We've never, had this kind of situation before. People talk to us and we're able to give them maybe 4 installment or 2 installment or whatever. But we try to be as lenient as possible, knowing the situation, okay? So March came, nothing. So I wrote them, I said, look, January 16 have passed. So we want you guys to come up with whatever you can. They got the family here in the States, and the family told us that, oh, don't worry, by the 3rd week of March, I will pay. The 3rd week of March came, nothing. I wrote the individual who said he was going to be responsible to pay the rent. He sent less than what was required for 2 installments. He asked for 2 installments. We gladly accepted it because we know things are a little bit difficult. But he sent less than what was required. So I contacted him and told him, look, the money you send is less than what you should have sent. So, I thought it was, $180 a month. So I said, no, your parents know. Those who helped last year, they know it's $250 a month, $1,500 for 6 months, and another $1,500 for the balance 6 months. And also, the total for the year is $3,000 because it's $250. Mind you now, it's a 4-bedroom and 5 bath. They don't pay electricity bill. So the cable bill has been taken care of. But they have been living in their house and they refuse to pay the total amount of $1,500 or $3,000. So that's where I would really love you guys to come in and give us an advice. Because, I've written them series of time, send them eviction letters. I sent someone over to talk to them, or they could tell the person, well, we have nowhere to go. The ones there in the States refuse to communicate with us, to contact us, and they have just decided to not discuss anything with us. So on a few Saturdays ago, the parents called me from Liberia and mentioned that they wanted us to accept the $180 because they don't have it. In fact, their son is trying to get a naturalization and they don't have the money to pay. I don't know what sense does that make, People determine, even the idea of giving them the 2 installment to pay, it was their decision. They told me, we're going to pay it this time. So it was not something that I decided or my wife and I decided. It was something that they decided to do. I've never heard that before, where people living in your house and paying rent dictate to you, the owner of the house, when they will pay and when they won't pay, and tell you how much money they are able to pay or they will pay you. I've never heard that before, and it's frustrating. I'm here in the States, my wife and I, we are here. We are not there in Liberia. Maybe we were in Liberia, we could have taken some stand. But we are here in America, and we cannot allow somebody to walk all over us, take advantage of us, when we were very careful and caring and loving to them. The renters in our house, I consider them, maybe that was a mistake I made, as friends. When we go to Liberia, we go and visit with them because we thought they were people that we could count on, people that was taking care of our house. And these people, maybe if we, show them love and care, and even it came to a point where we even had to help them because we had a little keke that broke down for some time. It couldn't be repaired. because he didn't have the finances, and my wife and I went over and even helped him, gave him the money to buy the parts and repair his keke that he's using right now. We try to do this because that's who we are. We are people who love to give, people who care about other people, because we remember where we came from before we got to where we are today. It's all because of God's blessings. But we did not crook anybody. We did not cheat anybody. We did not do things to hurt other people. We try to conduct ourselves accordingly. And I believe trusting God too, that's why we are who we are today. And we can stretch our hands to even our renters. But up to now, we are in April. Today is April 1st. And the money they sent was far less than what they're supposed to send us for a year or even for 6 months. And they have decided not to talk to us. The parents called me some time ago, a few Saturdays ago, to talk about this very issue because they live in a house. And they told me they wanted $180 a month. So I should reduce it from $250 to $180. And I told them, nah, I don't think I can do it. I was at the hospital at the time, not well, and my wife was there trying to take care of my medication. So they told me, okay, then next Saturday we'll call you. Saturday came, I waited for the call, no one called. I wrote them a text telling them that, look, you all promised to call on Saturday so we can discuss this issue, and no one called. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they are thinking. So those of you who are out there in the diaspora who have rented a house and maybe have faced the very same situation that we are faced with today, I would love if you could give me some advice. Even those of you in Africa, in Liberia, give me some advice on how to go about dealing with this situation. It's a family. I don't want to just throw them out on the street, but maybe with you guys telling me, what route to pull or who to talk with, maybe then that way it can help a little bit more. So before I leave to you, my subscribers, I want to say thank you for returning. Thanks for watching my videos. And if you have not subscribed, I want to ask you to kindly subscribe. This is your friend, Soli Fella, and I really appreciate you. You guys have done very well, but I'm still waiting now to hear from you. Tell me what you think and what role should I follow in order to resolve this conflict as I consider it. Thank you and God bless.